then you said you tried the last therapy as a last resort.
Yeah, because especially after these last two people with their tapes, and the other doctor told me that I was hyperventilating, and I don't know. I probably saw about 6 or 7 people, and nothing worked.
How did you find out about the SAI therapy?
This was several years ago, before there was a website, before people started using their computers at home. And I was at home one night, had the TV on, I was trying to read a book, and I had the TV on a station that wasn't going to distract me from my book, so it was like a public access channel on cable. And I just happened to look up, and it said anxiety hotline. And it said, if you have anxiety, call this number. And I was afraid to call it, so, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe I should call it. So then I had to wait for all these other things, for everything to scroll around again for it to come back on, and I wrote the number down. And I called it, and a recording came on, and it said, if you would like information sent to you in the mail, please leave your name and your address. And I'm thinking, oh great, I have to talk. And answering machines, I didn't like talking on the phone, especially answering machines. Like, great, I have to not only talk on the phone to this answering machine, but I have to leave my address. But anyway, I did it. I think I hung up, and then I'm like, oh no, I'll call again. So then I called like 2 or 3 times. So luckily, I don't think too many people had caller ID back then. So they couldn't tell that I had called like 3 or 4 times and then hung up on them. But anyway, they did send me information like really quickly, like within a couple days I got it.
What kind of information?
It was information about the therapy, and it just told, you know, it was so long ago, I don't remember exactly what was in it. I just know it was a big thick envelope, and it had like all kinds of like describing, you know, describing all this stuff that I was feeling. And I didn't have a lot of money back then, so I called my mom and I told her about it. And she said, well, if you'd like to try it, I'll help you out with it financially. And I said, okay, because I really didn't have the money at that time. So she helped me financially be able to try this therapy out. And it was like as I said, a last resort, because it's like nothing was working. I didn't know if anyone could really help me. So I went, and
before you got the therapy, though, reading over the materials they sent you, did that make you think like, hey, this might be a little better?
Yeah, it did. But then I had my hopes up for all this other stuff too. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, there's hope here. There's a chance that maybe this will work. But then I was always let down. Mm-hmm. Because it didn't really work.
So at that point, this was no different than anything else. You just read some information, and then you thought you would try it.
Yeah, but there was something about it that I don't even remember what it was. Something that just, I think it was because this person themselves had social anxiety, so they knew what it was like. I think that's what gave me more hope than the other places.